Hello? Testing, testing. Hello, is this thing on? Hello, everybody. Can you guys hear me? It's good to be back, fellas, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to Bombcast. It's been quite a while, hasn't it? This is like our third retake. Like, we've been out here for like maybe an hour, and it was going smooth.
A lot of troubleshooting.
Yeah, but now we got it. Now this is where we're gonna sit and talk. Cause we just like sat down and we're like, wait, let me cook. Just record.
This scenery is nice.
Yeah, this scenery is nice. Look how stoic this looks. It's great.
Hey, $10 to the person that can find this spot and take a picture of it and send it to us.
I'll give you 20 if you can name it too. Real talk. I'm being sub for real. But before we get distracted, hello guys. It's me, your host, Noah Bamba. I haven't been here in a while. I've been caught up with life recently. A lot of good, a lot of bad too. A lot of bad. But I'm alive, I'm healthy, and I'm here, and I'm happy. I remember the last time we were here, I think you guys heard from my boys Bebo and Kai, and we had my boy James recording too. Best cameraman. I need that man back. Please come work for me, please. But that was the last time Bombcast was on. Literally. That was the last thing on Spotify too. That was the last thing I posted at all. I haven't been here. I have a lot to catch you guys up on. Like, you guys are pretty consistent in my life. Like, literally, like, when I was on Bombcast, I was on there, like, once a week. Now, we're bringing that back. Starting now, I want to post every Saturday. Every Saturday, I want to post. This is what the purpose of this video is, to let you guys know that this is recurring content. Like, I'm done. Like, I want to do this. This is solidifying that.
Make sure to, keep them accountable. Make sure to comment, bro, what's the next video and all that stuff, because as much as we need it, like, we need that extra push. At times. At times.
No, we do. The last date was November of 2023. We are now in January of 2025, ladies and gentlemen. It's been over a year and some months. And I'll tell you, I've gone through a lot. After the last thing you guys heard from me was that I did move back home to San Antonio. Came back home, moved back in with mom and dad. Just started working again. I was on that path where I didn't know what I wanted to do again. Then come around February time, recruiter shows up in my face and says, hey, I think you'd like the Navy. Couldn't find out I thought I did. Ended up liking it so much, I went and took my ASVAB, liked my scores enough to go and see what jobs I qualified for. Next couple of months, I'm just out getting every single one of my medical records. Like, oh, you gotta have this, you gotta have that, you gotta have this. I'm out here visiting doctors I haven't seen since I was like 12 or 13. I had to go back to see my pediatricians to get like all the lists of my medications and stuff. It was a long process. But guess what? Finally, after about 6 or 7 months, I was good to go to boot camp. They finally approved me. They said, hey, you're ready for the next step. I said, yes, let's go. 3 days after I find out when I'm shipping out, my arm falls in the fryer. I shit you not. Look. You guys are seeing it right here, right now. This was my hand. Now, I'm going to tell you, it looked a lot worse. I'll probably show a little like clip on here. You'll see it, but it looked a lot worse. But I'm doing better now. It still hurts, but I'm doing better. But because of this injury, it set me back and I couldn't join the military anymore. So now I had a lot of time to think. What can I do with my life now? What should I do with my life? What seems right? What seems appropriate? So for the next few months of me like recuperating and me recovering, I was in that mindset of what can I do with my life? Like, what am I going to do with my life? Because I was locked in on the military. This was like my end all be all, like my last resort, I wasn't in school. I wasn't like the best at anything. So I saw the military be my end all be all. And I was like, you know what? I just got to do it. So now without that career path, I was lost. So I'm spending the rest of my time with my friends. And it comes around December time. A recent friend of mine, his name is Dante. He's a new friend. He's also a part of the Bombcast now. You guys will meet him. He's a real cool dude. He's like, when I look at him, I think of myself. Because he literally like he makes me believe when I look at him that that's the islander my mom and dad would have appreciated me to become. This guy had traveled from his homeland, from Pohnpei, an island out of Micronesia. Small island. Small, foreign island, I should put that. No relation to the U.S. You know, he came all the way out here to make an opportunity for himself. Guess what? He got his bachelor's degree. He said it was hardest thing he's ever done. School out here in America was the hardest thing he's ever done. And it's so crazy how for other people like Jaden, like he's a fucking genius. Or like other people, like, you know, who are really good at just like regular every day-to-day stuff. Stuff like this was like next level challenges for him. But guess what? He saw it through and he got it done. And literally, like, it's so crazy because when I think about it, when I moved over here to America after Guam, bro, I had no problem adjusting. Like, it was easy. Like, I fit like right in, like got into my works and studies and everything. It felt easy for me. And now I'm thinking I had the opportunity right then and there to continue going to school and everything. But I wanted to move to Houston because I thought that was the idea, you know? And I'm glad I did it. I learned a lot, I lived a lot, and I definitely got to do a lot. And it's because of that I'm in the situation I'm in now, which I have no regrets about, whether it ended bad or good. I love that I'm here now, and I love that I met Dante because watching him cross that stage and get his degree, dude, I was proud of that dude. It reminded me of myself. Like, that's what I want to aspire to become, like someone respectable, dependable, lovable. Like, I see all his family, long hugs with his mom and dad. All his grandma, grandpa, uncles, cousins, his sister, even my mom and dad were proud of him, bro. Like, we showed face at his house, and they started treating us like family because we've treated him like family, and it just, like, reciprocates. Now our families are connected like that. Like, my dad called his uncle last week to go hunting. I had no idea about that until Dante came over yesterday. And then my dad told him. I was like, I didn't even know this. Like, what? You see what I mean? Like, the power of connections and just like talking to people and watching things happen. Like watching him do any of this stuff and start living the way he wanted to kind of inspired me to go back to my roots. Like I miss what I did. Like I still have my respect and my happiness and my nice guy tendencies, but like I miss my roots and where I come from, like the traditions I hold, like watching him be with his family. Like I want that. And I had that. And it's up to me to work it back up again. And it's because of that I'll be going back to school this year. I want to go back to school for my degree. I want to go back and chase. I want to start my own business with my photography. I want to start creating content. There's a lot I want to do this year. This is a productivity year. This is a productivity year for me. I want to do nothing but produce. I'm tired of consuming. I'm tired. Like, we could be out there paying for food, gas, watching a movie, spending our money on anything. I'm sitting here recording content with my homie. As far as I'm concerned, this is worth $1 million to me. I love it out here. I love doing what I do. I want to keep doing what I do. It's nice. It's rewarding. It's fresh. It's rebranding. Speaking of rebranding, look at his jacket.
It's a little something.
So this is his brand called Rebrand. I'll go ahead and let him talk about it because it's his brand. It's Jaden's brand. It's Rebrand.
Well, bro, it's good. First off, it's good being back on the podcast, right? Bombcast at that.
Bombcast.
You know, I was one of the first members to get invited, and then ever since then, I've been on a couple episodes.
No, but the thing is, it's like no face reveal. You're the only one that hasn't had a face reveal too. Bebo and Kai had their faces revealed and their voices.
That's right. So
the only face reveal we need now is Dante's. Dante is the enigma.
No, but a lot has happened within that year of us being gone, and in those moments, you know, I've seen what he just told you guys, all the stuff that had happened to him, and even for my personal life, a lot has changed. You know, I'm not in college no more. I'm not playing basketball no more, and everyone has that what's next or wants change, and we've been talking about it throughout that whole year. Like, hey man, like, what are we gonna do? Like, what's next for us? You know, I want to create a gym wear brand. I want to open up a gym. You want to shoot photography. You want to create content.
I want to shoot movies. I want to make videos.
And
I have a vision. I have things I want to create. I want people to see the things I create. I want people to see your rebrand.
Yeah. And throughout, you know, all the feel-good stories and all the success stories, you know, everything starts with doing. Even if it's not perfect. Like literally, this is our third take. A lot of troubleshooting, learning how to use this mic and
We
get into
dropped the
audio.
mic 3 times too.
Yeah, sorry, Lewis.
Hey,
but
hey.
shout out to Lewis for letting us use this mic.
Shout out to Lewis. Shout out to
And
Lewis.
this goes back to my point. What I was trying to say, like, it starts with doing, and it's messy, it's ugly. We don't know what we're doing, but you got to start, and you got to be resourceful. Me growing up with him, I know what he wants to do. He knows what I want to do.
Synergy.
It's like, why not build each other up, right? Why not use what we have, the resources around us, like Lewis with this mic, him getting this camera.
Him with his rebrandment.
Just building each other up. And I want you guys to see all this, like whether it's through him or whether it's through me. I think what we're trying to go for is the fact that we're no one special. We're nobodies.
I'm a goofball.
And all those people that you look up to, follow on Instagram, idolize.
Follow, like, share, whatever you do with it, whatever you do.
No, but like those people are regular people, right? They might have their talents here and there, but in order to get to where they are, they had to take action. They had to work on their craft. So this is our first step of 2025, starting this podcast, continuing the podcast, staying consistent, and having whoever's watching this video follow the journey, see us come up, and hopefully that inspires you to take action. Because in order to become the person you want to be, in order to have change, you can't be doing the same stuff you're doing, because what you've been doing brought you to the point you are in life. And from this point forward, you got to take that initiative. You got to have that ownership. You got to have that ownership and own every action that you take, right? Because whether you're doing or you're not doing, that's still an action. If you're not doing, time's still passing. People still working. You're going to look back and be like, man, I wish I would have done more. And that's something that I'm struggling with too. I catch myself, over analyzing to the point where this man over analyzing the process of starting, but it's right there. You just got to do it. No one could do it for you, and you just got to remember that. And with my story, right, around the same time last year, it was getting to a point where I was, finishing my basketball career. Basketball season was about to end, and a couple months following that, I was about to graduate. And for the longest, I've been playing basketball my whole life. That was my identity. I'm like, what am I going to do when I finish school? Like, am I going to keep hooping? Am I going to try to play overseas? I was lost. But at the same time, I wanted more. And that's the catalyst for change, wanting something, dreaming, having a vision. But all that is nothing until you have something to show for. But how do you get something to show for? By taking action, right? That's the main thing that I want to give to you guys, because literally we don't know what we're doing right now. We're walking around, we're sitting around, we're trying to figure out like what kind of value can we give you. And we came to the conclusion that the value that we could give you guys is being authentic, being genuine, and bringing you guys along the journey of us trying to make something out of our lives. And hopefully our message resonate with you and you get motivated again to do what we're doing, and that's taking action. Because I know you want something, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a house, getting your money up, taking more trips, starting a business, going back to school, getting that degree, getting that career that you want. You have something that you want. There's no way you're living here without that. And if you're telling me, there's nothing that I want, it's coming from a place of comfort. And what's comfort? Real talk, analyze what comfort is, bro. It's settling. Yes, it's cozy. Yes, you got whatever lifestyle, job that's keeping you going to make it day to day. But it comes from fear. You don't want to be perceived as this crazy guy posting a lot on Instagram. But who cares? You know, who cares? Because I'd rather come off like that than someone that's trying to be cool out of nothing. Like, oh,
And then someone who's trying to be cool out of having nothing at all. Like,
exactly. It's okay to want more. It's okay to try at least.
you have to want something more.
And
that's the only thing.
to be honest with you, I have a lot of regrets when it comes to this basketball, right? I wish I would have done more. I wish I would have taken more seriously. I wish I would have played at a higher division. I wish I would have played in general. And I'm going to get back to my story later on in other videos and other formats of my content, but to simplify it, I didn't play as much in college. Doing all that work in high school, all that stuff, thinking that I was doing a lot, thinking that I was the shit. And then I go to the next level and I get humbled. And what did I do? I let it defeat me. I didn't try to strive for more. I didn't try to change my circumstance. I was just like, nah, like, I blamed it on the coach. I blamed it on the team. I blamed it on the division that I was playing, D2. But all that, what do I have control of out of all that stuff, what do I have control of? My action. I'm in control of my life. And as soon as I realized that, a lot of good has come. Like I said, last year, around this time, I was lost. I had to grieve this basketball player that I was. I had to let go of that identity. And then literally, just like my brand, I had to rebrand who I was. And that's what I want to show you guys.
Change is possible.
Change is possible. But it comes from owning up to all the stuff that you did up to this point and learning from all those lessons and now taking that action. Because you could keep going the way you want to go, but that uneasiness that you feel, all this depression that's going on, all this anxiety that people talk about, it comes from a lack of purpose and a lack of understanding who you are, in my opinion.
And a lack of curiosity to understand.
Within my 23 years of living, this is the conclusion that I came with. And you could watch all the motivating videos, all the motivation, all the podcasts, all the tutorials, and think you're doing something, right? Like you have all this knowledge now, but there's no action being taken. So what was the whole point? You can't lie to yourself thinking that you're doing something. A lot of the times during this rebranding journey of me trying to start this clothing brand and trying to open up a gym, I had this false sense that, I was doing something because I was watching all this video. I came up with a name now. I got the logo, but I'm still not selling anything yet, right? I go out to a couple bars. I catch up with old high school friends and all this stuff like, hey, what are you doing? What you been up to? And I start, at a certain point I was telling them, yeah, I'm starting the brand. But like you said, words have power. And for me to say that, now they're going to keep me accountable for what I just said. And for me, I don't want to not disappoint them, but in a sense, I don't want to let myself down talking about, hey, I'm starting the brand. And then 2, 3, 4 years come by and I still have nothing, right? And it goes back to what I've been saying. You got to keep doing. You got to keep pushing. There is going to be a phase in your life where you don't know what the heck you're doing. It feels awkward. Like even starting this podcast, setting it up, finding the location,
getting the angles.
Getting
right.
the angle.
Sure the mic is connected.
It's awkward. What do we talk about? What do we shoot? What kind of content do we shoot? But we're still doing. And I'm gonna pass the mic to Noah because he's gonna add on to that.
There's
He's the one doing it.
There's something I've kind of figured out lately, and everything I've noticed these past few months, I was a rusher. I kept trying to rush everything, make everything happen. But I found something. It's a new saying I actually just came up with right now. Well, actually, I forgot it. Damn it! I had it. It was 2 P words. I know that it'll come back to me, but I don't know. Oh, there it is. There's passion and patience. If you just sit and just be patient. You know, like don't wait for things to happen, but as in, you know, understand that things are going to happen only if you make them happen. But you can't just rush yourself into it and just like expect everything to come at you at once. Like you have to be patient after you put that work in, you know?
Good. That's good.
Like the fruits of your labor will come after you said it. All you got to do for now is just keep putting your foot down. The views, the likes, all that money and stuff, that comes after. Like that's not even like I'm not even worried about the money or like the views or the popularity, nothing. This is just me. This is what I want to do. Like at the end of the day, I just want to come out here with my camera, record content, and talk about anything.
And like I was telling, like going off that patience quote, patience is not about waiting, but it's how you carry yourself during that wait.
What you do during.
You know, there's gonna be a season in your life where you have to lock in, but it's how you carry yourself during that time. You know, you could feel shitty about yourself. You could like you be irritated because it's not going the way you want it to go. But like I said, it's how you carry yourself during these times. That's what true patience is. And you gotta have passion for what it is to get through it, right? Unless it reveals how much you want it for real. Whatever you have and whatever you have to show for comes from the work that you put in.
We're just two 23-year-old guys who have no idea what they're doing, but have an idea of what they want to do. And as far as I'm concerned, we're going to keep doing it. There's nothing stopping any of you or any of us, let alone him or I, from doing anything other than yourself. You are the only person that can ever tell yourself no. Like, really.
And we've been joking around about this whole concept called free will. Because literally, if I want to get this rock and chuck it across and try to hit a car, I can. I mean, that's an extreme example or a crazy example, but it's true.
Like, look. Like, watch this. Like, look.
You choose what you want to do. You choose to decide on whatever thoughts you have. Some people call it impulsive or whatever.
And if that's how they wanted to find it, that's
but
fine.
It's you choose to decide on the action. And like I said earlier, it's all about action.
You just have to keep doing. You got to do more. You got to want more. And I think the whole thing about this is you got to do more. Like, you can't just sit there idly and just think, oh, like, you know, things are going to be different. Things are just going to be good because you think they're good. Like, you got to put yourself in the circumstances you want to be in. You got to present yourself as you're already that person you want to be. Like, I may not be the best photographer, best videographer, best anything right now, but I will be eventually. And guess what? I'm okay with seeing how that goes, how that path goes, because I know this is a path I work hard on. It's a path I give a lot of passion into, and it's one I am most creative in. Like, I don't know, I spent a lot of time thinking about risk and gambles, taking risk, and, you know, seeing if it pays off. This is like the only, like, I don't even consider this a risk. I don't. And it's funny because people will look at it like, oh, like, you can't do much of photography. Like, oh, is that sure you really want to do that a thing? Like, yeah, it is. And if you don't want to get behind it, that's okay. I didn't ask you to. Yeah. Matter of fact, I didn't even want you to. If you wanted to, thank you. But even if you didn't, it's okay. Yeah. The whole thing is, you're going to meet people across your life that are going to like you. They're not going to like you. They're going to love you. They're going to hate you, you know? Who knows for whatever may reason, whether you was for a legitimate reason or not. Okay? But what you can do is you can learn after what you do from those or what happens to you. Take it and present it forward. Like, you don't have to sit there every time something bad happens and something goes wrong, you know? You don't have to just think, oh, like, I don't know what to think anymore. Like, I'm just stuck. I'm lost. Like, I guess I'll just sit here and wait for something to happen. No, like, you get up. Even if you fall, you get up. Like, it's forward. You're moving forward. What's that quote by Martin Luther King? If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. If you can't crawl, then do something because you got to keep moving forward. And it's funny because I think, 5 days ago, it was Martin Luther King Day. And it's funny, I was telling him as a joke about Martin Luther King Day, but it's a really good holiday. I love it. This is the cultivation of that holiday itself. This is the fruits of his work. 60 years ago, a relationship like this would never even be possible. A black Japanese guy with a full Asian islander in America. Oh, you guys can't do that together. It's against the law. Guess what? Now, 60 years later, what up, big dog? It's just that easy. Like,
No, but Martin Luther King, we celebrate him because what did he show us? What did he show us?
you have a dream, you can make it happen.
He had a dream, and what was that dream? Within that dream, what was it that he wanted? He wanted change. And like I said before, all of us want change. We want more. We know we're capable of more. So why not live up to our full potential and make something happen? Because at the end of the day, this perception that you have on life is only yours. And whatever vision that you have, whatever dream you have, it's only yours. You could let people in on it. You could find someone that supports you. This is my bro. Like, he supports me. But you find people that will hate. But at the end of the day, the outside noise doesn't matter because the perception that you see about this world is only yours, and no one can take that away from you. And it's up to you to make it happen or not. We really dig deep on this topic because as a young adult, right after high school, go do your own thing. And we're in this world where we get to really have a peek into everyone's life through social media and all these platforms. And people are going to show you what they want you to see. So how do you want to be perceived? Real talk. If you really care about how you want to be seen and how people perceive you, how do you want to come off to the world?
How would you want the world?
Are you proud of what you accomplished? Is there more that you want to do? That should be the catalyst for the next, for this year. That should start up your year. I'm not saying you need a special day, a special year, a special time to start, because you can start at any moment. Literally, this is a random Saturday that we chose to go on a hike, and you know what? We're like, remember that podcast that we had? Why don't we just reboot that? Why not? Why did we stop? We got comfortable.
We started settling.
We got comfortable. But it's okay. We have to go through those realizations in order to keep going sometimes,
You gotta go through changes to see changes.
All this loss, all this unfortunate circumstances, God doesn't make any mistakes. God does not make any mistakes. All this happens for a reason. Whether it was to teach you something, whether it's to reveal you something.
Mic check. Real quick, guys. The camera did die. I apologize. That's on me. We will wrap this up, but we are coming back. Long story short, Bombcast is back. Bombcast is bringing content, and there's a whole lot of us coming.
We're back, baby.
Stay tuned. We're coming back. And don't worry. Sorry about this, but this is not happening again. We out.